Good evening, guys and girls, ladies and gents. Welcome back to episode, I believe, 18 of our how-to series to code a heist script. It is, in my case, called the Den Heist. Right, first and foremost, thank you to everyone who has supported me during what other time. Thank you for the 200 subs. I believe we hit that just today, so fantastic coincidence that we are continuing our journey on this particular day. Anyway, it's been a long day. I've been struggling to get things done. I think it's about 7 p.m. my time, and I finally got a chance to sit down at the computer. Right, I haven't really gotten time to look at any code, so I'm a bit nervous to get back into it. I'm going in a bit blind. Memory not so good, but we'll sort it out. Right, got some other things going on there. But how to heist objectives. Stage 3 interactions. We've got the safe interaction and the computer interaction. Then we've got the stage completion requirements to do, as well as events. I'd like to keep this video short and sweet. Let me just set a timer. My bad. Timer. I'm going to try and keep it to like 15 minutes, just because I need to keep a promise, but also don't want to talk too much. Right. Now, let us go into the finer details. Our safe crack thingies. Right. We need an item requirement, a minigame, receive items, and on fail trigger an alarm. Okay, this is our computer hack event. We start off by checking whether or not the player actually has the correct item required to hack the computer, which we set in our customize config, which would be config items, computer hack. Obviously, it is currently glass just for testing purposes. I think in the next episode, we'll hop into server and see what's cracking there, because I'd probably have to update my FiveM and the server. What's it called again? Files, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's hop into it. Or just continue. We already hopped into it. Hop, bunnies hop, bray. Right. Local can add. So that is a variable that we attach a boolean value to that is determined by this function over here, the lib callback function for can add item. Right, so we ask if we can physically add this specific event's reward item to the player, just to make sure they have space in the inventory. We won't exceed their carry weight. Yeah, that's about it. Right, so if we can in fact give them a reward, we'll continue with the event. Otherwise, we'll just hop out of it and tell them, sorry bro, you don't have space, you can't. Right. You can obviously remove this since we are hacking the computer, but let's pretend, for example, the player goes to hack the computer and they print out some document with some info or a code that they'll need for whatever, right? So you can get creative with it, or you can just remove the reward item. Totally up to you. I'm hoping that whatever I do here, you can use to customize your own heist script to do exactly what you wanted to do and what will fit your server the best, right? Because obviously we are all unique, we're all doing our own things. Fantastic. Right, now obviously we're setting our minigame settings and then we trigger it. Right, if the minigame has been completed successfully, meaning that the player has won at the minigame, we will then give the reward item. Otherwise, we will trigger a stage 1 alarm. I'm pretty sure that should be stage 3, right? Because stage 1 is with the phones cutting a wire, Stage 2, I don't know. And I think stage 3 is the boxes that we wanted to interact with. And I don't believe the boxes worked. So that was an issue. We had the laptop for the computer and the safe. So stage 3, we will just update it here to stage 3 dot trigger alarm. Okay, so if we trigger stage 3 alarms, then it'll trigger the event trigger notification. Right. And else no space to carry reward. Simple, and we just return out of the function. Let's save that out. Sorry, my keyboard is feeling a bit awkward. I'm in a new setup and this is just not built for coding right now. Anyway, now with the save crack, I'm literally just going to copy it and paste it because we're going to follow nearly the exact same steps. It is just going to be a little bit different, right? So has the safe crack or similar object in the inventory. Now for this, obviously, hacking tool, right? Just so our notes make sense as well. Okay. We won't have computer hack, but we will have safe crack. Just copy that out and replace computer hack with safe crack within the safe crack event handler. Right. Now let's just have a look here. So we check if they have a safe cracker. And then we continue. Can we add some job interactions reward item? Which was over here. Stage objective, I believe it was called. I've got no idea. I've got no idea. That is why notes are important. Okay. Now I'm thinking, did I try to generalize the rewards maybe? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I think Okay, let's finish the computer hack one. What we will want to do is that should be an item. Okay, hear me out. You'll have config dot stage 3 dot computer dot reward dot item and stage 3 dot computer dot reward dot count. Let's just confirm. So stage 3 computer reward item computer reward count. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that exactly because it's just duplicated over here, and we paste it in. Save it out. Cool. Now we know that we're giving specifically stage 3 rewards for the computer hack. Fantastic. We'll do the same thing for our save crack. We'll do save dot reward dot item. Actually, just copy it to that full stop. Just paste it to that. So stage 3 dot save dot reward dot count. So we'll go into stage 3, into save, into reward, into count. Easy peasy. Right, same thing will happen. This time it'll just trigger a different minigame. Now, let me just placeholder. Let's search for that real quick. Minigame. Okay. If the reason is door, then we use one minigame. Else, if it is steal, we use a different minigame. I guess we haven't set up the minigame for the rest of the things yet. Right? Because we go to placeholder, we tell it what? Trigger an event to trigger the minigame. Right, with args. Success. Here is our args. Our reason for the minigame, what minigame, and the minigame settings, which is defined over here. Now I gotta remember, what minigame are we using? Glow minigames, project or robbery, glow minigames, client lure, path, spot, and math. I guess you can set up whichever minigame you want to. And I think for the time being, just so we can finish the series, and because I don't want to struggle figuring it out again, we'll just leave it as is, right? We'll let glow minigames stay glow minigames, right? And we'll just leave that as is. We've got our steal reason. You can do how many ever reasons, it's quite simple. And then where are we? What are we working on, bro? Yeah, right. Triggers a minigame if it's successful. Boom, we give it a reward. If not, we trigger an alarm, and that's it, right? I believe that's it. That is literally it. I'm giving it the specific stage 3 rewards, and then just need to make sure save crack. We look at the same data in the can add item function as the add item if can function. Right. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Theoretically speaking, we have finished the required item, we've done the minigame, we have a receive items, we trigger an alarm on fail, so save crack is theoretically finished. Right. On the computer, same thing, finished, right? Now, requirements, stage 2, we've got the item requirements. I think it's just the stage 2 completion requirements that is currently the only if so config customize, let's see, we've got our headings for that. I think this we need to change to fail. Trigger alarm dot fail stage 3. Yeah. So if the minigame is successful, we'll give them the items. However, if we fail at the minigame, we only trigger an alarm if this is true. Otherwise, there's no point in that being there. So the reason for that line is to trigger a dispatch message regardless of whether or not they fail. So as soon as they start stage 3, it triggers an alarm. Full stop. As I said, stop, my alarm went off. Or my timer. Timer. Right. So what we can do is just copy that right over here. If we can add the item, which means that the minigame will get triggered. Right before it gets triggered, we want to trigger the alarm. If we set it to trigger once the stage is started, does that make sense? So we've got the computers, we've got the safe, and we'll literally just copy that out for our safe crack as well. Right. Which means once we start that specific task, it'll automatically send out an alarm. Right, as easy as that. And then this should just be fail. Trigger alarm fail as that. And then I guess what we can do is maybe have a triggered false. Actually, we don't want that in the customize. We want that in the private, right? So let's do config dot stage 1 dot triggered is false. I'll explain why I'm doing that now, and then we'll close this video off right here. Okay, config.stage2, we'll just add a triggered there. So basically we're just adding another value to stage 2, right? I'm hoping that'll work. I mean, in a logic coding sense. The idea behind this is when you commercially release a script, you generally want this config file that I'm on right now to be only edited by people who understand how the script works, either by a dev or by the actual initial or original developer of the script. Right, your config underscore customize, which is this. This is the thing you give to the person who buys the script or downloads it to use it in his server. Like the service dev, they're only supposed to change whatever's in here. They're not supposed to change this config. You want this config locked, preferably. So the reason for these 3 lines is it initializes a value to say to the entire script that stage 1 has not been triggered yet, so the player has not commenced stage 1 yet. So what we'll do with this is it'll be false in the beginning. Once the player actually enters the building and starts stage 1, we'll change the value to true. And what we'll then do is in, for example, this part for the safe crack, we'll literally just say something as simple as if c dot stage 2 dot triggered then how do we do not again? I can't remember. Okay, let's do this instead. What I'll do is I'll note it. So basically, if that is false, then we exit, else we continue. Okay. So if stage 1 has not either been completed successfully or not started yet, or whatever the case might be. So for example, I believe our stage 2 is breaking into the office. So only if that office door is locked picked successfully will stage 2 be successfully completed, and only then can the player have access to the stage 3 events, if that makes sense. Right, so that's how we'll determine that. So this would be then a global variable that we can access throughout the script to check basically at what stage the player currently is at. Right, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Once again, thanks so much for your continued support. I really appreciate you guys. I know I haven't been doing this as much as I should have. I know I've been gone. I'm really trying. There's just a lot of things I'm working on right now, things that I want to work out, things that I want to pursue. And yeah, I still enjoy doing this. That is why I want to continue with it. So thanks for those of you who stuck by me. I really appreciate you guys. Now let's take this one step at a time and take it to where it's never been before. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video.